Humans. We are all human, we all have human feelings, human emotions, human ambitions. Now that is a good thing and a bad thing. Human emotions, they can be good, they can be bad. Without human emotions we wouldn't feel things like happiness and joy. But without human emotions, we could also arguably be a lot more efficient. Now that might sound like a weird thing to say at the start of a video, but people always ask me, how am I able to continue with tasks when things seem challenging, when life gets rough? How are you able to do it? How are you able to keep moving? The answer to me is quite a simple one. You have to separate your thoughts and your feelings from the actions that you need to do. And this, I think, is something that most people do struggle with. So what I mean by that is this. Most people know there are certain things that they have to do, and they don't want to do them because they're daunting tasks, they're challenging, they're difficult, they take a lot of work to manage, a lot of time, and therefore that affects people's attitude towards them. They either don't do them or they find them extremely challenging. Tasks which may not actually be that hard, but they perceive them that way because, well, it's just how they are in their mind. But on that point, and reflecting on the point that I made at the start, if we could not remove our personality per se, but if we could remove emotion from decision making, would we probably make better decisions? Well, I know people say don't make decisions in anger, so it shows that emotions do affect the way that people think. But if we were to completely separate it, how much more efficient could we be? How much more focused could we be? You know, the human body and the human mind are two separate things. And what I mean by that is this: whether we're talking about the gym, or perhaps staying up a little bit longer, or doing the work. There's a lot in theory that you can do. But I think a big challenge often for people is getting their mind in the right shape. And mental health is of course something very important. But look, there becomes a point in life where things will stack up, right? Things really do stack up all the time. Most people who have a life will know this. So you might have this to do, then that to do, then this. It's such a monumental challenge. But if you viewed it task by task, process by process, how much easier does it get? People always say again, how am I able to keep going on challenging tasks and not give up and stay to what I believe in? It's because I'm able to separate my emotions and the thoughts of others from the actual task. If I need to do, 50 eBay listings, I'll do it. And I won't think about the fact I've got to do it. I'll just do them one by one. And I won't think about what I want to do next. I won't think about what I've done this morning. I'll just do the task that I need to do. That's how simple it has to be, because that's how you get things done, right? If you're always thinking about how you feel about it, reflection is important, but if you're always thinking about it, you're probably going to reflect on that too much to a point where it's going to become a hassle and something that actually slows you down. If a task needs to get done, it needs to get done. There's no way to get around it. So we might as well do it in a way that's as easy as possible. And like I say, work tasks, working out. If you separated these tasks from yourself and viewed them as objective journeys and goals, how will you then think about them? And what I mean is, it will then become less about I've got to do this, or this, and then it becomes this needs doing. And then you've got to make this happen. Because that's the most efficient way. People always say, the argument of humans versus machines. But what if we work as machines and with machines ourselves? There's a reason why things like computers revolutionise things, and you've got to look at how they work and how they work so efficiently. They're able to do task after task by just focusing on the task. They don't think always about the more broad process, and that's what you've got to do. It's like, if something needs doing, it's a non-negotiable. So if you've got to do it anyway, you might as well make it as easy as possible. And sometimes that is just about zooming out and viewing the task for what it is, the task, not necessarily about how it makes you feel and how it makes you think. Again, it's a big part of being level-headed, and it's a big part of remaining calm, cool and collected. Can you separate what's going on in your life from your life and view it objectively? That's where you'll get the most clear answers. Like I say, when we think in a very highly emotional state, we're either A, likely to not do things, or B, likely to do the wrong thing, the least beneficial thing, or a less beneficial thing. So we've got to think about that too. Don't think about how depressed and miserable it makes you to have to go to work tomorrow. Think about the fact it's completing a task, it's getting work out of the way, and it's getting extra money in. Don't think about the fact that you're tired and you don't want to go to the gym. Think about the fact that you've got to lift these weights and build the person that you want to be. People say that it's the overarching goal that inspires them. The fact that they want to have a lot of muscle. The fact that they want to have a lot of money. But it's this same objective goal that makes people feel like they're not moving forwards at all. Let's say I have a day where I make £500, right? That's a real significant amount. And if I view that directly, that's really good. But if I view that through the lens of I'm trying to have a Lamborghini now, it's actually really bad. So I'm going to become more and more unmotivated. You've got to view the tasks binarily, in a binary way. Is it helping you to progress to your goals? Yes or no? It's not about how it necessarily makes you feel, because the stuff needs doing anyway, regardless if you're happy about it or sad about it. It needs to be completed. And that's how you really win the game, right? It's not about saying, well, I don't feel up to it today, so I can't do it. If you are always doing it, or doing it as much as you can, it doesn't matter then about how you feel. It matters then about the fact that you put it in the work. Because again, tasks are binary, right? In a way, just like a computer. Have you done the task for today, whatever it is? Go to the gym, go to work, whatever. Yes or no. It's not yes, but I felt like this, or it's not no, but I... Look, it's that simple. You need to separate your emotions from the tasks. And if you can do this, you can put your head down and look at what things are. And if you are going to view things emotionally, view them objectively, right? How is this impacting your life? Not necessarily right now, not how you feel, long term. Is it driving you close to the dream that you want to achieve? Is it driving you close to the goal that you want to see? Because if the answer is yeah, you are being successful, right? Even if it feels like you're failing. Look, especially when you are trying to make something of yourself and be really successful, I like to think of it like a rocket, right? And again, for me right now, I feel quite secure in the path that I'm on. And what I mean by that is this. Look, I have a few businesses, I have a lot of things going on in life. I know that I can make other things work if I want to, need to, whatever. I know people in the comments say that I should be doing this or that. Look, I'm doing things my way. Maybe one day I'll look back with regret and wish that I'll take that advice. Maybe I won't. But I've got to do things my way for it to work for me. So what I'm saying is this. There's certain tasks that I need to do. And it doesn't matter about what other people think. It matters the fact that I know that I need to do them. And sitting there complaining about whether I feel good about it or bad about it doesn't matter. Because it still needs doing, even if I felt terrible about it. What's the answer? People talk about the fact that we need to speak about our emotions in this regard. But think about it. If I sit there and say, oh, I don't know, I've got some assignments to write and this and that makes me feel miserable. Okay, I feel miserable. Now what? I've got to do it anyway. So might I just be better off just not speaking about how I feel about it in this regard and just getting the task done? Before it just escaped my head, I was about to say, it's just like a rocket. You know, that's like life. And especially in the early stages, you've got so much to do. It's like how a rocket needs so much momentum and speed and force to get off the ground. You're the same. You've got a lot of work to do, and it is going to stack up. It is going to stack up almost every single day, likely, and it's almost an inevitability. So then, if this is what life has to look like, what's the two choices? Sit there being miserable about it, and being like, oh, well, you know, I don't like it, then you're going to quit. Or is the other option of, look, you have got a task to do the task, it doesn't really matter how you feel, it's getting you to where you want to be. That's going to ensure that it's done every single day. If we start to separate our emotions slightly from what we need to do, I think we're going to be more successful. We'll view things more objectively. I think it's a skill that comes with time. I don't think that you can just go straight into it thinking like, you know, there's a task to do, this and that. It's quite difficult to actually get your mind in that place, but think about the benefit that will come from it. If you can start to think like that, you will be able to view things objectively. You'll never get really stressed, you'll never get worried or anxious, and that's kind of where I am, right? I have days where I'm not feeling as productive, and I have days where I'm not feeling as up to it, but it doesn't matter, because there's tasks that need doing every day, and I can't quit as it will stop my rate of progression, my rate of success, my ambitions. Why would I quit? How can I quit? It doesn't make any sense. There's no point. So again, this is what I'm trying to say. If you have to do something anyway, if you feel good about it or bad about it, then how you feel about it doesn't matter. You can view it objectively, like a machine, right? The car engine doesn't think about whether it wants to start up or not. It has to do it. Yes, it's programmed to do it, it's made to do it, but you get what I'm saying, right? That's like a lot of things. You've just got to do tasks, because if you don't keep moving, if your engine dies, yeah, that's actually a good analogy. If your engine dies, you'll stop moving. And your engine in this instance is your mind. So I think a big step of being mentally clear is being able to separate tasks from the way you feel, being able to be completely analytical about it, being very precise, a bit like a machine would be. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on this one, but I think it's just that clear, because that's what I do, right? I'm able to view things very objectively. Have I done the work, yes or no? If the answer's no, why? If the answer's yes, that's good. It doesn't really matter about how I feel about it either way. If the answer's no, let's think about why, so that we can make sure it's done next time. Again, separate your emotions from the tasks and view things objectively. Look at where it's getting you in life overall, and I think people will feel a lot more confident about things. That's what I say. That's how I have done what I've done. That's how I'm able to stay cool, calm and collected. It's how I'm able to stay researching and looking for new things, because I'm always thinking about it, and I've always got a clear, open mind towards things, because I can view things not based on how I feel, but on what the results will actually look like. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope I'll see you soon.